Welcome back to a new episode of the TV Watercooler podcast. In this episode, I'm joined by two of the Canadian contestants from this season of Ink Master, Luka Lajoie and Kyra Torres. First, you'll hear from Luka, who will talk about his game-changing Ink Master experience, and then from Kyra, who talks about finding her confidence and thriving under pressure. How familiar were you with Ink Master before this experience? Like, how much did you know about it, and how did that perspective of the series maybe even shift after you were, standing on the competition floor?
Yeah. Uh, Actually, I knew about the name of Ink Master. I saw the first season, I think it's like 12, 15 years ago, something like that. And yeah, I saw it. I thought it was very exciting and everything. But with the years, I think Ink Master focused a lot on the drama and reality stuff. So I was not too much into it. So I received the invitation email from Ink Master a few years ago, like maybe like 7 years back to back, as a lot of tattoo artists received the email. But to me, it was just too much drama, too much stuff, and I'm a bit more on the anxious side, so it was too much for me. Last year, one of my idol, James Tex, did the season, the 16th season,
Yeah.
and he won. And that kind of shifted everything because a guy like him do Ink Master, no one was expecting him to do something like that, and it kind of opened the door for a guy like me to be maybe more interested and to see what was the show all about and how the show shifted with the years, more focused on the tattooing side, the techniques, and the learning about tattooing. And then when I got the email again, I was like, okay, that works. That works. I'll try it out. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And then after doing the show, for sure, now knowing how a TV show is made, knowing all the intention, the good intention behind the show like that, yeah, shifted everything. But it's TV. It's not real life tattooing, but it's very exciting. It's a really good place to make yourself see by a lot of people, and for your, let's say, self journey, you learn a lot talking in front of the cameras and everything. So you learn a lot about yourself, and to me, it was just really, really good.
All right. Now it's taking a leap onto the show as a major professional move. What was the defining factor? Well, I mean, you mentioned that, your idol was on it, but did you feel like, you're probably in a better position right now to put your artistry on the global stage?
Absolutely, especially after doing the show, after all that I learned, it's so kind of opened my mind to new things, how to maybe take some chances. This is what you have to do in Ink Master. You take some chances. So it kind of break the barrier that you put yourself in your brain to just focus on one thing. Now you do a show like that, you have to try multiple things. So then after, it just feels more comfortable to put yourself out there, try some new stuff, and let the artistry work its best.
Right. Now, in one of the earlier episodes, you mentioned that you were first inspired to become a tattoo artist after seeing your older brother get a tattoo. Could you speak more about that experience
Yeah.
and what
Oh
led
yeah.
you to where you are today?
Yeah. Yeah, to me it was a big thing. So being that artsy kid, not too much into sports, I was that 11 or 12, and I went to see my big brother getting a tattoo. I was with my father, with my big brother, because my brother was maybe 16, so he needed my father's signature to get a tattoo. So went there, and seeing all the our artwork there, the tattoo artists covered with tattoos, to see that they were just drawing to live for their living.
Mhm.
To me, it was exceptional, and yeah, it made a big thing in my brain, being like, okay, this is possible. And then throughout high school, I kept drawing, and this idea just stayed in my head. And like days before I got 18, I bought a tattoo kit on eBay, the shittiest tattoo kit ever. And I decided to try on my friends. At first it was not necessarily me starting a career or something like that. It was more like having fun and hanging out with my friends. But it kind of made sense. This artsy kid that knows how to draw to buy a tattoo kit 18 years ago. Everyone was stoked about it. So then I started to do some crazy shit on my friends, my brothers, my family, and they were all very supportive of the move. And yeah, it became something pretty fast.
And very trusting too to
Oh
let.
fuck.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And I think that background of being more into art kind of made sense even for them. They were like, oh, okay, Luka is so good at drawing. For sure, he's going to do something cool. And even if it's shit, it's going to be exciting because we have tattoos. And, we're 17, 18, and it's not everyone that gets covered or anything. So, yeah, it just created an excitement. And, yeah, everyone wanted to get involved. And, at first it's the close friends and family, and then it's their friends, and then it's their friends, and at some point, like a month after, you meet some people you never met before.
yeah.
And yeah, the snowball got bigger pretty fast. I think a year and a half after buying my first kit, I was tattooing full time, my only job, and that's it. And yeah, never stopped.
Nice. Now, so there's another artist on the show this season, Kyra. She's from also hailing from Canada. She's from Vancouver. Did that shared national identity create like an immediate sense of camaraderie between you two or an alliance in this competition, or were you purely focused on your individual game?
No, for sure, it creates something right away. Yeah, I don't know. There's something between Canadian. We're like, okay, we're cool people. Let's get along well. And yeah, and Kara, she's so sweet, so nice. I think we were both the maybe reserved is not the proper word, but like composed and calmer people in the group.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got along right away, and for sure, it gets reinforced when you see how good she is. And I think she thought good things about my work also. So yeah, along the way, for sure, we got closer, and yeah, we're super a good friend, and it's a friendship that's gonna stay. And we're planning eventually to maybe do a collab together.
Oh,
So
wow.
the Canadian they stay close to each other.
Oh, that'd be cool to see. Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So in such a high caliber group, among your fellow competitors, who do you think really pushed your creative process or the boundaries of that creative process? And what was there a specific element of someone's work that left a lasting impression on you?
Matt, no hesitation. Matt, he's something. We can see it in the show. He's a character for sure. Really good friend, and he just think different. Um, his approach to art, he's very stubborn but open minded. So what he thinks is what he thinks, but he includes so many different techniques and ideas in his work and everything. The way he works super fast also. So I got to see him work, have a lot of discussion with him, and my plan going to Ink Master was to find a way to make my work different. I've been stuck in the realism bubble for a lot of years, and I'm trying to incorporate more, I don't know, illustrative stuff, more drawing skills into the mix. At some point, doing portrait is very repetitive, and I've done it a lot. So to meet a guy like that is fully illustrative, focused on Japanese, but then in a tattoo competition like that, he's capable of trying new stuff and just take chances. Yeah, I learned a lot from that. And again, from all the discussion we had, it's something that stayed in my mind. And once I got back home, I kind of had the Matt's annoying voice in my head to try stuff, take some chances, and yeah, it left something in my brain for sure.
Oh, that's amazing. Now,
Yeah.
looking back and was there a particular like a flash challenge or elimination tattoo challenge that, regardless of the outcome, it made
Yep.
a substantial moment for your own artistic growth as well?
Um, you'll
Okay.
see in the sixth episode, without saying anything, but we see
Yeah.
a little bit in the preview. It's let's say special flash challenge
Okay.
for me and Matt, and yeah, this one, at some point you have to learn to let go.
Okay.
I cannot say too much,
Yeah.
but and it's super important in the artistic process that you don't get too stuck into your own ideas or into the expectations, because the expectation kills the artistic progress. And I've been having to deal with that pretty much all my career, and having to do some flash challenge that at some point it's not going where you want, it's not going how you want, but you still have to fucking finish it. You have to learn to let go, and the outcome is going to be totally different of your expectation, which is good. At some point, this is where there's some progress, this is where there's some new ideas and new angle that you never thought of. So you'll see that this one's going to be interesting.
Do you think that outlook is something that you would maybe recommend to someone who is, like you, on the fence about doing a show like Ink Master? Is there something that a piece of advice that you'd offer them, like mentally and professionally, to prepare for the intensity of a show like this?
So right now, any artist that asks me a question about the show, I tell them this is so special, so out there. In the tattoo industry, you can tattoo clients, collaborate with some other artists, do conventions, marketing, social media. That's about it. If
Yeah.
you want to do something very, very special, you go to Ink Master. And this whole thing is such a mirror to your soul, on the artistic side and on the personal side, that for sure you're gonna grow from it. That's 100%. So you're gonna learn how you react through pressure. You're gonna you have to tattoo in a time limit. Like you have 6 hours and that's it. So that shift also how you think and I do realism. It takes forever to do a
Mhm.
portrait. It takes forever to do small details. So you have to find a way to make it work, but in that 6 hour window. So all those different angle of working differently than me being in the home studio with my dog, chill with a little coffee. It's just out of the window. So 100% is going to open your mind to different ways of working and different ideas.
All right. Well, I know this show opened your mind to the world of reality TV,
Yeah.
and having been on this show and, getting that creative burst that you needed, is there another, and you've managed to successfully navigate the landscape of reality TV so far from what we've seen in the episodes. Is there perhaps another reality show that intrigues you?
Oh my God, that's a good question. So I've been asked a lot if I would redo it again.
Yeah.
So on the show, when I was in it and I got asked a question like that, so how does it feel? Like, would you do a reality show again like that? I was 100% no, never again, because I was so stressed and anxious. It was super hard for me to deal with that whole thing. But now, a few months after, with a step back, it's kind of like the brain readjusts, and it's easier to look at the big picture.
Mhm.
For some reason now, 100% yes, I would do it again. Now it all that stress and anxiety became all fun, good learning, and pleasant memories. So yeah, now I would do it again. And if there's another show, I think it would need to be something very artistic. It would need to, I don't know, let's say Quebec starts some kind of an ink master or something like that. For sure, it would be nice to be part of. And I think a second time, we've all seen that on Ink Master, sometimes there's returning artists. I think the second time must be such a different experience. You know what you're getting into. You've dealt with the time limits of the competition. So I think I would think completely different, and I would approach my art and my decision very, very different also.
Amazing. Thank you for that. And for those who are reading or listening and they're looking to get a tattoo inspired by your work or simply view your work, what is the best location to find your studio in Montreal? Where can they follow?
So Luka Lajoie, Lukalajoie on Instagram. That's the best way. All the information are in there. Then from Instagram, you can go to my website, same name again, the lukalajoie.com. And my studio is just outside of Montreal in the suburb, private little studio. I work by myself from home. So I make it very private and private, but like it's a good service. Like people love it. They come here, and it's just me and them, so it feels like a good service. And yeah, we're watching TV, hanging out, and getting some cool tattoos.
Well, thank you for joining me today. So, how familiar were you with Ink Master before the experience, and how much did you know about it? And did that perspective of the series shift eventually once you were standing on the competition floor?
I mean, honestly, when it came to the show, I've been watching it kind of growing up, and to be on it is pretty surreal. And when you're on it, I would say it's kind of weird. It literally does feel like kind of stepping into what you know,
Yeah.
but seeing all of the behind the scenes, you're like, oh wow, all of this is really pretty fake, hey?
When you were on the floor, did it seem smaller or bigger?
It felt bigger, and I think my favorite part was just seeing how many people were behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And that was already surreal, you know?
Okay. Now, I mean, taking a leap on Ink Master, it's a major professional move. What was the defining factor, maybe the ultimate goal that convinced you that, this is the right time to put your artistry to the test on a global stage?
I would say I did like this was not the right time for me.
No.
I mean, no, I'm not saying it wasn't the right time. I'm saying like no matter what, I don't feel like you'll ever feel prepared. Do you
Okay.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
competing against people who've been tattooing 20 years. They even said, this is still so scary when you're tattooing for 20 years. Um, so I think it's more of like you don't really get to decide when it's the right time. You kind of just have to see how you do when you get there.
Okay. No, that's a great way of looking at it. Now,
Yeah.
how long have you been tattooing and like what made you want to become a tattoo artist?
I've been tattooing for 6 years now, and honestly, I find that in life I just kind of want to do what I enjoy,
Yeah.
and I never thought I'd be a tattoo artist, but I enjoy art, and then after that, it kind of just kept the ball kept rolling, and I was like, okay, well, what can I do next? And I tried tattooing, and I fell in love with it. Honestly, I'm so happy that I found this happy incident.
Nice, nice. So now, there's another artist, Luka Lajoie. He's from Canada as well, Montreal. Did that shared national identity create like an immediate sense of camaraderie for you both, or an alliance in the competition, or were you purely focused on your individual game?
Honestly, Luca was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
I was so happy to have another Canadian on the show because I was like, man, I was like so scared of Americans already. I was like,
Oh no.
but no, Luca is so funny. He really made me feel at home, and he's like everything I want to be in my career in the future because he has a lot more years over me. Um, but yeah, it was awesome to compete with him, and yeah, I would always make jokes. I'd call him my like Canadian French fry, you know? He's like, yeah.
That's so sweet. Now, it was such a high caliber group. Who among your fellow competitors truly pushed the boundaries for your own creative process? And was there a specific element of their work that's left a lasting impression on you?
Mhm. I would say with all the contestants on the show, I would say probably, you know, Matt, Luca, Ishnard, and
Yeah.
Seth were probably like the biggest sort of inspirations to me, and Kayahi. They all have like their own individual advice they would give me, and I was like, this is the best situation for me at 6 years of tattooing to be able to like pick the brains of people around me, and they genuinely wanted to help me get better, and I was really thankful for that. All of them have great advice on how to treat our clients, how to keep going in the tattoo game. I mean, I'm a lot more new school
Okay.
when it comes to like being in the industry. We have social media and we have so much other things, whereas they kind of have been through all of it. So
Yeah.
that was really awesome.
Now, was there a particular flash challenge or elimination tattoo that, regardless of the outcome, it became a substantial moment for your own artistic growth?
I think I would say, if you've watched, I would say the first elimination tattoo where I got tattoo of the day was
Yeah.
probably like the most mind-blowing thing. Like it was the first tattoo of the day out of the gates, and I never thought I was gonna get it. So it kind of showed me like, hey, I have what it takes to compete. And all the other artists were telling me like you did a good job, and I couldn't, but I had like imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
So that helped me build my confidence and see, this is what works and this is what tattooing should be. And then after that I had my lowest point, which is when I had the flash challenge, and that almost sent me home. So it was kind of like, it's kind of crazy how you can go through like different challenges will challenge you in a different way, and sometimes you're not the most well-rounded, and sometimes you have. That's where I started to see my flaws and then also my strengths, so that was really cool.
Looking back and without spoiling too much,
Hmm.
uh, what was the most technically or mentally demanding challenge of the season, and how did you navigate that pressure and the time constraints to execute your vision?
How do I say this without
Yeah.
um there was a moment where I was going through a lot. I was going through a lot mentally. Um, I think people don't really realize like the emotional, and like doing all of this in total, all I could say, it felt like a constant anxiety attack mixed with adrenaline. Like you're excited, but you're worried. So you never really have a moment to yourself. And yeah, there was like a very challenging part that I had to go through. And it really, I had to like drop all my ego to give this canvas the best tattoo I could possibly do in my career. And without revealing anything, that was a crazy moment, and I'm sure people will see that moment in me at some point.
I'm excited to see it. Yeah,
Yeah.
looking forward to it. Now, for an inspiring contestant considering to be, in the next season or an upcoming season of Ink Master, what's
Mhm.
the single most critical piece of advice that you'd offer them, mentally and professionally to prepare for this show?
I would say, make sure that you are like a sponge in this industry, and also make sure to, this is coming from someone who deals with imposter syndrome myself, and all of this felt like a fever dream to me, and it couldn't possibly happen to me, and it did. So I feel like a walking kind of billboard of like, you just kind of have to have the audacity to do anything. You know what I mean? Like I feel like when it comes to life, literally do things just to do it. I feel like half of life is just experiencing fun, interesting things, and this was probably the coolest side quest of my life. So if you get chosen to go on Ink Master, do another season, go for it. Who cares what people say online, or all that stuff? Like I think you just should have fun with it.
Right. Now, with that mindset, is there another reality show that, perhaps outside of the tattooing world that intrigues you and that you'd, like to be part of?
Oh man, am I built for any other reality shows? I think I probably would do like Survivor. I
Yeah.
would probably
Yeah.
do like a survival one.
Okay.
That's about it. I think that would be pretty entertaining.
Awesome. Yeah. And for those looking to get tattooed by you or simply to view your work, what's the best way to find out more about you and your location? What can you plug to?
Yeah, so currently we have a beautiful little studio in Surrey, BC, Canada. We're called Ink House Tattoo, and we're actually in the middle of expanding. So we're gonna move a little over to a different city, Langley, BC, Canada. And yeah, we're expanding, we're growing. I'm trying my best to keep that studio, that studio feel alive in Vancouver. So yeah, that's the next thing for us. I'm really excited. I love my team, and everything I do is for them.
Awesome. And to plug your social for the team, for you and the team, what would that be?
Oh yeah, it's our Instagram is Ink House Tattoo BC.
Perfect. Thank you
Yeah,
so much. And thank you so
thank
much for
you.
taking the time to speak with me today. Um, I want to wish you best of luck, but like I know it's already filmed, but I can't wait to see it. But best
Oh,
of luck with that, with that move and whatever comes up next, and fingers crossed for Survivor. We're
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly, if I get casted for that, that'll be another story.
awesome. Yeah, I'll chat with you then. But thank you
Okay.
so much and have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Bye bye.